feel like they are being properly compensated, specifically in relation to the actual revenue being brought in by the WNBA. And they're taking one of the biggest stages that they have where all of the stars are collected together in one place to make a public stand. They wore the shirts, black shirts, white letters. They stirred up a lot of headlines. And apparently they've got a lot of the sports talking heads in a bit of a frenzy here. CKatt, are you torn on this because the people's champ, everybody's favorite princess, Caitlin Clark, is now on the same side of the many of people that are often the target of ridicule? They're all together on this.
Well, I think Caitlin Clark would like a bump in her raise. I don't care how much money she's getting from Nike or any other endorsement deal she has. It's not shocking that Caitlin Clark wants the WNBA players to make more money.
Yeah. Well, let's hear then, because I am pro WNBA players making more money. I'm also pro WNBA players specifically asking for more money, despite all of the counter arguments that people feel like their hands are out and it should not be filled up.
And then there's another layer to this story, because Kelsey Plum, alongside Sabrina Ionescu, who did not want to be attached to what Kelsey Plum had to say, kind of explained what went into wearing the shirt, how did it all come to be, and then she throws in some context at the end, just at the very end, whether or not we wanted to hear about it. So take a listen to post-WNBA All-Star Game conversation with Kelsey Plum.
Well, it was a very powerful moment. We didn't, at least as players, we didn't know that was going to happen. So I think it was kind of like a genuine surprise. But the T-shirt, just united front, was determined this morning that we had a meeting for. And, not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that. But no, we were just we had a very
that really needed to be mentioned.
Yeah, it didn't really need to be mentioned, but it certainly was. That was Sabrina Ionescu saying it didn't need to be mentioned and having very straight-faced while Kelsey Plum was bringing up the context that Caitlin Clark or no one in her quote-unquote team was a part of the decision to wear the pay us what you owe us shirts when warming up for the All-Star game.
And that's the specific division that would be crippling to a WNBA united front, quote unquote, that are asking to be paid more. You can't throw your fellow brethren under the bus despite what happened behind closed doors. As I understand it, on Thursday, the players, I believe 40 players from the WNBA, met with the owners and tried to move or push the gap, right? So right now in the NBA, players make 49% of the NBA's total revenue. The pie is split 49% to the players, 51% to the owners. That's the setup. If you had to guess, CKatt, I'm not sure if you know already, what do you think this splitting of the pie is in the WNBA?
I think it's around 10. 10% goes to the players?
Yep. Right under 10%, 9 point something. That's what WNBA players make currently as the salary is structured. The WNBA just entered into a new media rights deal worth $2.2 billion. The WNBA is expanding not once, not twice, but thrice over the next few years, going to Detroit, Philadelphia, and I believe Cleveland or Cincinnati, one of the two. I think Cleveland was the other city. So the WNBA is expanding. The WNBA just entered a new media rights deal, and they have to strike a new collective bargaining agreement with their players in October. The only leverage players have, it boils down to two things. Their willingness to withhold their services and not play, right? Or it's the public, like the court of public opinion. They need to sway the public to be on their side, to pressure the owners in the league, to give them a bigger piece of the pie, because the owners have a lot more control in every league, but specifically in a league like the WNBA that isn't necessarily turning profit year over year. I'm always on the side of people demanding, asking, showing why they're worth it, but then also saying I deserve more compensation for what I'm doing on whatever field of play I'm doing, whether that be school teachers or WNBA players. I'm never going to try and strip the labor force of its one piece of leverage to ask for more so they can set up their families in better positions. I will say on the front of Kelsey Plum calling out Caitlin Clark, and I appreciate Sabrina Ionescu for interjecting there and saying it didn't need to be said, because you're right, you can't show any level of division there. on the point of Kelsey Plum, I'm sure many of the other WNBA stars and superstars and people that were behind closed doors meeting and fighting for more money, they know how important it would be to have Caitlin Clark sitting in those same rooms with them. They know how important it would be to have Caitlin Clark wearing the shirt and being an advocate for others who don't make the mega endorsement deals off the court as well. And that's why I do believe, though she shouldn't have called her out in the public like that, she must have felt it was necessary because Caitlin Clark isn't doing her part right now as an advocate for the rest of her WNBA brethren. So the infighting, I can't stand for, but the unwillingness to fight on behalf of your other WNBA brethren, I can't rock with that either. I'm kind of torn right there, CKatt.
Is brethren the word? Is it sisterhood? I feel like brethren is a gender-exclusive word.
Brethren, folks. Is it? Is it?
Brethren?
It's not brethren, it's brethren.
Huh.
Let's look it up.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know. I feel like when you're in a contract negotiation, I don't ever think it's very smart to try to embarrass one side into getting what you want. Now, I'm not in these closed-door meetings into what the players are saying and what the owners are saying. So maybe they're well within their rights maybe they're giving them an insultingly low percentage as the first offer, and it's a non-starter in the negotiation where it's like, well, we can't do anything with that because me being the players, is at this number. Maybe it's at 50%. But, I mean, you just started turning a profit. When was this billion-dollar media deal signed? Because I think that's why
it happened around the same time the NBA struck their deal. So they're part of a $2.2 billion media deal. It's not solely a WNBA venture, but this happened, I believe, last offseason.
Right. I feel like there is room to negotiate and to not get nasty with this. I don't understand wearing the shirts in general.
Is this nasty?
I think it's trying to embarrass the owners, saying they're not getting paid what they're worth.
How is it embarrassing? How is that embarrassing? Asking for money is embarrassing your employer?
If you took 2 hours on today's show or took a segment to talk about how you're underpaid, I think that would be kind of embarrassing for your employer, would it not? That's using the platform that they have, which is being on the court at the WNBA All-Star Game. You, Theo Dorsey, taking your platform, being on your show, and complaining about how much you're paid. I think that's a little unprofessional.
Right. So it's unprofessional, quote-unquote, for WNBA players to do that on that stage. What else are they left to be able to do? Play better at basketball, CKatt? Negotiate better behind closed doors? They have no leverage but the court of public opinion and also their ability to withhold play. And them withholding play is going to do what? Hurt them in the court of public opinion. You have to do this. You have to take some kind of a stand. You might not like the way in which they did it, but at the end of the day, they have to do something to build leverage. It's just like how LeBron was trying to build leverage against Luka and the Lakers at some point, and he's starting to realize he can't. It's just like in the NFL when we saw the running backs do a running back coalition that one summer and all come together and try to find ways in which they can fight for more pay. Were we out there criticizing the running backs? Oh, don't embarrass the NFL for not paying you enough. No. We were saying, good on you, Austin Eckler. Good on you, Jonathan Taylor. Go get what you're owed. We like you. We love you in fantasy football. We root for you on Sundays. We want to see you be compensated. Why are we anti-WNBA players asking for more money in that same token?
Because I don't think it's black and white that there is this endless pool of money in the WNBA as there is in the NFL. That's what I would say. Like there is enough to go around for everybody.
Whose problem is that? Whose problem is that? Is it the WNBA players' problem that the WNBA is profitable or not? Or is it the WNBA's front office and league officials and the owners and the people that make the business decisions? Like, y'all need to do a better job of asking for a bigger piece of the pie on the national landscape, and we're going to ask for a bigger piece of the pie as that thing grows because we are the talent that people are showing up to see. You can't criticize me because we're not making money.
Well, I mean, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, you're not a business degree playing point guard for the Sparks. That's fair to say. But I also think
they want me to do all of it? They want me to be like Joe Burrow and be the quarterback and the GM and fail at both?
I do think that the damage done is not in the court of public opinion here. I don't. I think it's behind the closed meetings and lawyering up and winning those conversations and bringing the facts at hand. I don't think it's at making a public display.
Pay us what you owe us, I don't think is embarrassing or demeaning towards the owners. It's simply asking for equal pay, right? This is what America was built on. This is, what was it, no taxation without representation? You know what I'm saying? Like, asking for what you believe you're owed, even if it's public or behind closed doors, is not disrespectful. If Good Karma Brands and ESPN